Hey best friends, thank you for joining us here at Beauty and Not the Beast. For all y'all that already know that we're basically breaking down everyone's testimony. So if y'all want to get right into it, go ahead and fast forward this video past the next 2 to 3 minutes. If you're new here, please just take a minute and listen to the whole video.
Welcome to Beauty and Not the Beast, where conversations flowing hearts and throw. We talk about life and love so sweet, and all the shows we love to binge and tweet. From relationships to social media trends, we share it all, our hearts we blend. Celebrity gossip and juicy rumors, we dish it all, no holds barred, no humor. So join us here in this magical place where laughter and love always embrace. Welcome to Beauty and Not the Beast, y'all.
You guys can check our timeline, so make sure you follow us and turn your notification on, because we're breaking down each individual that the state called to the stand testimony. We're going to show their full testimony. We're going to post it individually so that it's convenient, so that you guys can catch up with exactly what was said and what is going on with the Naziah Harris trial before it starts March 2025. Let's get it. All right, you guys, before we press play on this testimony, let me just give you a quick recap. All right, so this trial is going to include a 13-year-old girl by the name of Naziah Harris, a grown man by the name of Jarvis Butts, and a whole lot of adults who failed Naziah. Now, on January the 9th, 2024, 13-year-old Naziah Harris got off her school bus only to never be seen again. Naziah was reported missing January the 9th by her grandmother, the same grandmother who adopted her. That grandmother's name, Annetta Harris. Now, Miss Harris said it wasn't like her to go missing, especially from after school. It wasn't like her at all. But that same grandmother did not report Naziah as missing until the next morning. Now, she didn't report her missing to the police. She actually waited. The school bus usually lets the kids out around 3 o'clock. She waited until the next morning after she dropped the other kids off at school. She went to Naziah's school and let them know that Naziah did not get off the bus yesterday. Now, I don't know about you, but that's a red flag on the play, because if you say it's not in her nature to go missing, and the bus usually gets out around 3:10, if your child's not there by the normal time, 3:30, especially 4 o'clock, I am calling the police. I am calling to school to see, did my child get on the bus first and what happened? But you don't even call the school. You wait until the next day to go and question the school or let them know. Whatever. Anywho, let's continue. Just giving a little background here. So there's video that shows Naziah leaving the school. There's video of her getting off the bus. The prosecution team says that Naziah met up with Jarvis and his co-worker, aka his business partner, King. King's real name is Cardell Wright. Now, I'm going to just insert this here that I feel like he could have had something to do with this as well. Okay? I do not understand why these two grown men met up with Naziah and took her back to their auto repair shop. Okay? Now, throughout this, you will hear testimony from another witness that says that Jarvis, King, and Naziah visit her home, which is about 30 minutes away from the auto repair shop. They visit her home to come look at a vehicle that she was having trouble with, okay? She states that they were there anywhere from 40 minutes to an hour. But she also confirms all three of them left together. Okay? Now, the prosecution team throughout this investigation finds out that Jarvis has been sending inappropriate sexual text messages to Neziah. Now, in return, Neziah, this poor baby, was also sending him messages. You know why? Because he has groomed her. Neziah believes that they're in a relationship. The text messages between these two started as far back as September 2022. Now, if you ask me, that's all we have a paper trail for. Maybe Neziah didn't have a phone before she was 11 years old, and he was doing this to her way before then. Who knows? But you guys, there's your recap. Again, follow us, hit the like. I have took time to break down each individual's testimony so that I can give you guys an individual video so that it's convenient that we watch the testimonies and we try to put the pieces together. So when this trial starts March 2025, we are ready. All right. I hope you guys have a lovely day. I'm about to press play.
I do.
Thank you, Judge. Good morning. Could you please state your name for the record?
Good morning, Detective Lisa Johnson,
How are you employed?
Detroit Police Department.
And how long have you been employed by Detroit Police Department?
26 years.
And are you assigned to a specific unit or division?
Right now, homicide cold case. Detective Johnson, can you pull that microphone down so everyone can hear?
And were you working back in February of 2024 in homicide cold case?
Yes.
Okay. And did you get the chance to assist in the investigation of, at that time, missing Neziah Harris?
I did.
Okay. And I want to take you to the location of 20,000 Harper. Okay. Did your assisting in the investigation take you to that location?
Yes.
And what is that location?
Park Crest Hotel.
Okay. And do you recall when about you went there?
Sometime in February.
Okay. And it's in 2004? 2024?
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry. And when you went there, what is it that you did?
We spoke to the clerk that was on duty at the time, and we requested the ledger for January.
And did you receive anything from the ledger from January?
Yes, we did.
Okay, and what is it that you received?
There was a sign-in sheet filled out by Mr. Butts.
Okay, and did you take a copy of that sign-in sheet?
Yes.
Okay. And Your Honor, may I approach with People's Proposed Exhibit 19?
Yes.
Thank you. Handing you what's marked as People's Proposed Exhibit 19. Can you tell me, you recognize what it is I just handed you?
Yes.
And is that a fair and accurate depiction of the receipt that you received from the Park Crest Inn as it relates to Mr. Butts?
Yes, it is.
And I move for the admission of People's Proposed Exhibit 19.
No objection.
Okay, to be admitted as People's 19.
Thank you, Judge. And looking at that receipt, who is it that checked out a room?
Jarvis R. Butts.
And is there a address associated with that?
Yes, there is.
And without reading the numbers of the address, what street is that on?
Wilshire Drive.
There is.
And what kind of email is that?
It's a Gmail?
And is there the actual email address listed in that section as well?
Yes.
And what's the email address for the Google or Gmail account?
JarvisBus82@gmail.com.
And going to line just a couple down on 24, is there an account listed on line 24 of the user account section?
Yes.
And what is that for?
This is an Instagram ID account.
And is there a user ID or a username associated with that Instagram account?
There is.
And can you read that?
JO back to the money.
And is that all one word?
It is.
And then is each Instagram account associated with a unique identifying number?
Yes.
And is that number, that unique identifying number, listed on line 24 that you're looking at right now?
Yes, in the second column, there it says user ID.
And just read those numbers for the record.
262854051.
And just in general, in preliminary device reports, are some contacts that was in the phone listed as well? Maybe not in all of them, like that happened in some preliminary device reports. Okay.
Not in the preliminary device report is just specific to the device information. So in other sections of the phone extraction, there would be other information.
Contacts that the person entered into the phone or communicated with.
Yes, that would just be in different areas, not in the preliminary device information.
Maybe one more thing.
Yes.
And just a couple questions based on your experience performing phone extractions. Is it possible to recover things that have been deleted from it? And is that a guarantee that you're always going to get all of the deleted content from a phone?
No.
Can you just talk about that very briefly?
So there's any number of variables that could impact the ability to get deleted information. So it could be make, model of the phone, the software version of the phone, whether or not that phone is supported on the equipment used, a number of different things, if we have the passcode or not. I mean, the possibilities are long.
And does someone going into their phone and actually deleting like a text message or photo affect whether it's going to be recovered?
Yes, it can.
Where, after someone deletes like a text message, for example, where would that go into the phone where it may or may not still be able to be recovered?
So it depends again on what the make and model of the phone is and what the version is. Because the phones change all the time with different updates, it could be in different places. Usually it would go into like an unallocated space or into the trash can. Where the user can't see it, but it could still be in that trash can or in the deleted files on the phone that the user doesn't necessarily see, but would still be available possibly through the trash.
And that's not, is that a guarantee that if they're there, they'll be recovered, or is that trash can or unallocated space overwritten as time goes on?
It can't, well, so there are no guarantees. It can be overwritten. It may not be an area that, it may not be a device that's supported to attempt to recover deleted. So it could be any, there are never any guarantees with it. There's a lot of variables that would play into the abilities.
Thank you. I have nothing further to say. Thank you.
Okay, Rob.
Good morning, Detective Marco. Now, you say that at the time you were assigned to phone extraction?
Correct.
Have you been reassigned since then?
Yes.
Okay, where are you currently assigned?
The third precinct?
Any particular division?
The investigative, the precinct detective unit.
Okay. So on this particular case, your job was strictly phone extraction?
Correct.
You did no investigation on this case, correct?
Correct.
I think you testified on direct that you received several phones. Do you know how many phones you received in this case?
Not off the top of my head, no.
Okay. Did anyone in particular order you to do the extraction?
Well, that was, at that time, my only position at homicide. So to order me or to just do?
In this particular case, did the OIC say here, these phones are a particular possible evidence in this case? So were there an order to extract the evidence in this case?
I guess I'm not sure what you mean by order. Like, did somebody order, like, verbally tell me to do something, or are you?
So you weren't directed to search these phones? You were just your overall duties, you just searched the phones?
Well, I do the extraction, the data extraction on the phone.
Okay. Were you told a particular a suspect to look out for on this case?
No, I don't have information on the case. I do the extractions and then return the reports to the officer in charge or the or that team that is working on the case.
Okay. So you extracted all the information from the phone, and I think you've already testified. You used Cellbrite to download the information.
Yeah, Cellbrite was Cellbrite was the main tool that was used.
And I think you already testified that there are times that you don't get all the information.
Correct.
It may not be a complete download.
Correct.
You may get pieces, but other parts we just don't have. Correct.
Yes, that is always a possibility.
Okay. You turned over all the reports, correct? And I think you testified that for the phone number ending 8719,
Yes.
You downloaded the information from that. Did you get a passcode for that?
If I could see the supplement that I did for that, I think that'd be nice.
Yeah, Coach Young.
Yes.
On the 8719, there was a passcode provided.
So you did not have to, like proper term, break into the phone.
Correct.
The passcode was provided.
Yes.
Where'd you get the passcode from?
From the officer in charge when the phone was dropped off.
And then you testified that you found a couple of emails, correct? And that phone.
Yeah,
Email accounts.
in that device, in the preliminary device information, it gives that basic information about the accounts or Apple ID.
It doesn't give you information on who was using the phone. I mean, using those email addresses, correct?
Correct.
So there's no way of knowing who used those accounts, correct?
Correct.
And of course, there is no way to know who was using the phone when the data was created in the phone, correct?
Correct.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
I have no further questions.
Thank you.